para sa check number 8, we will check the bandwidth in two directions, along X tsaka along Y. Kailan mag-a-apply kung kailangan nating i-check yung along X? That is applicable if your dimension B, ito, is greater than your L. Okay, ibig sabihin nun, mahaba itong B in the sense na yung meron kang outer strip na lumabas dun sa inner square. Ngayon, yung dimension niyang square na yan is dimension L. Ito, defined by L. Siyempre, L din to. Ngayon, yung lumabas dyan, yan yung tinatawag na outer strip. Ang dimension niyan ay B minus L divided by 2. Okay, so yan ang dimension niyan. Otherwise, if yung L is greater than B, then obviously along X does not apply. Ganon din dito sa along Y naman. This time, yung dimension L mo, itong horizontal dimension, ang mas mahaba compared sa B. Therefore, ang i-consider mo dito ay yung bars along Y kasi meron ka ng outer strip dito ngayon. Okay? Ngayon, kapag L is lesser than B, then you have to disregard this. Ito ngayon ang mag-apply. Okay? What if your footing is a square? Then obviously, itong dalawang conditions na yan, hindi na mag-apply. Okay? So for demonstration purposes, pagbabaliktarin ko muna ito. Yung B natin ang mas malaki, so this becomes 6.6. And then itong L magiging 3.8. Okay, so it follows your B now is greater than L. So therefore, na-satisfy itong condition yan. So we will apply along X. Okay, so mapapansin nyo, itong along Y, naging disregard na siya. Okay, so first na i-compute natin is AS1X tsaka yung AS2X. Yung AS1X is the area of rebars in the inner square or yung sa loob ng bandwidth. This is equal to twice of required rho X multiplied by B dx divided by B all over L plus 1. Ngayon, this is along X, no? Kapag dito sa along Y, mapapansin nyo, nagbaliktad dito. This becomes now L all over B. Okay, next. Itong rho required X, this is taken from dito sa check number 7 along X. Okay? Yan yun. And then, itong dx, this is also taken from check number 7. Dito. Ayan, dx. Then, dito tayo ngayon sa AS2X. Ito yung rebars dito sa outer strip. Take note na this is divided by 2 kasi you have two outer strips. Dito sa taas, saka dun sa baba. This is equal to ito yung bakal na i-minus mo dito. Okay, so rho required X B dx minus AS1X. Okay, divided by 2. Dahil i-distribute natin yan dito sa parehong outer strips. Okay, next. Meron tayo ngayong number of pieces na N1X. Yan yung required number of pieces na kailangan nandito sa loob ng bandwidth. Okay, so that is yung area ng bars sa loob divided by the area of 1 bar. Next is kukunin natin yung required number of pieces dito sa outer strip which is equal to N2X. Okay, so take note na naka-round up yan, ano? Hindi pwede ang may decimal place. So, kapag ang N1X mo is 5.4 pieces, then i-round up mo siya ng 5 pieces. Ay, i-round up mo siya magiging 6 pieces. Ano? Okay, so yung 5.4 magiging 6 pieces. Yung 5.6 magiging 6 pieces din. Ngayon, dito tayo sa N2X. So this is the area for AS2X divided by area of 1 bar. And then you round it up. Ngayon, yung total number of bars is the area number of pieces dito sa inner strip multiplied by yung number of bars in both outer strips. Kaya meron kang times 2 dito. Okay, take note na let's say ito ay 6 pieces, no? Tapos ito 7 pieces. So 6 plus 14 will give you 20 pieces. Okay? And then i-compare mo ngayon yan dito sa number of pieces na input mo. Dapat mas malaki ang number of pieces. Okay? Now, let's look at the sample. So, ito yung AS1X. Ayan. And then, AS2X. Ito. Tapos, kinompute natin yung N1X. Ngayon, itong si N1X, take note na this is inside bandwidth region. Naka-round up yan. No? Tapos, itong N2X, this is outside of bandwidth region for both sides. Take note na fail siya. So, ibig sabihin, yung number of pieces mo ay kulang. Ngayon, tingnan mo dito. Let's say, gawin ko tong 58 pieces. See what happens. Sufficient na siya, no? Let's say, gawin ko itong 23. Fail pa rin siya. Ngayon, ito yung required number of pieces. Okay? So, gawin ko itong 36 pieces. Fail pa rin yan. Gawin ko siyang 37. Doon pa lang siya magpapas. Take note na kailangan masasatisfy mo pa rin. Ang una mong masatisfy, dapat itong check number 7, reinforcing steel bars. And then, i-adjust mo ngayon to satisfy your bandwidthing. Okay? So, ibabalik ko na ngayon itong Excel ko, itong sample, dun sa original data, 3.86.6, dahil para yung i-consider natin ngayon ay along Y. So, ang layout ngayon ng footing natin is ganito. Naka-horizontal siya. Okay? So, yung B ngayon, 3.8, mas malaki ngayon yung L. So, L is greater than B. Therefore, you have to consider along Y. Ngayon, itong along X, i-disregard na natin itong along X. So, ito ngayong along Y ang mag-go-govern. Now, balik tayo dito kay number 7. Okay? So, number of pieces and Y. Dito sa required number of pieces is 56 pieces. Okay? Let's say, ang ilalagay natin ay 56. So, mag-fail siya. Gawin ko siyang 57. So, okay na siya. Pass na siya dito sa reinforcing steel bars. Check number 7. However, dun sa check number 8, fail siya. See? Fail siya dito. Ang minimum number of pieces mo ay 58. Therefore, you have to add more bars. Kaya, gagawin natin siyang 58 pieces. So, safe na siya. Okay? Again, consider mo siya sa check number 7 tsaka dito sa check number 8. Okay? So, yung procedure dito sa check sa along Y, same principle dito sa along X. Nag-iba lang yung layout mo. So, ang una mong kukomputin dito sa along Y, syempre yung AS1Y, then AS2Y. Then you compute the number of pieces dito sa inner strip or bandwidth, N1Y, tsaka N2Y. Then you add this up. Dapat yung actual number of pieces mo, NY, should be greater than or equal to your required number of pieces. Next, we will also check the spacing inside the bandwidth. Again, dalawa ito. For bars along X and bars along Y. Ngayon, kapag ganito yung layout natin, in this case, your B is equal to L, i-consider natin yung spacing nitong mga horizontal bars or DBX. So, ito ngayon ang mag-govern. Okay, ayan o, DBX. Ngayon, ang spacing mo, S1 is equal to the quantity L minus N1X times DBX. Ngayon, bakit ang dimension dito ay L? Okay, hindi B. Dahil ang kinocompute natin dito ay S1. Ito yung spacing dito sa loob. So take note na ito ay square. So ang dimension nito ay L din, which is this. Kasi square yan, no? Okay, so L minus number of pieces ng mga horizontal bars multiplied by dBx. And then, i-divide natin yan ng N1x minus 1. Okay? Remember na yung N1x na yan yung na-compute natin dito. Okay? Take note na round up na yan. So, ito yun, no? Inside bandwidth S1, ito, which is this. So, if I will check, or if I will show the equation that is equal to B15 times 1,000. Ngayon, yung cell na B15 na yan yung ito, yung L. Okay, ayun, no? L times 1,000 para maging millimeter. Minus N1X. Ano ngayon yung N1X na yan? Yung B127. Ito yon. Ito. Okay, ayan. Take note that this is already rounded up. Times dBx. Ito yon. Nandito sa taas. Ito, no? Yun, see? Divided by N1x minus 1, which is ito, minus 1. And that is equal to 209.82 millimeter. Ngayon, i-compare natin yan dito kay 5 times thickness tsaka 450 mm. Dapat, masasatisfy yung dalawang equation na yan, ano? Otherwise, kung hindi satisfied ang isa dyan, then mag-fail tayo sa bandwidthing. Now, let's check here. 5 times thickness T. Ito. Take note that this is in millimeter. Okay, so 4,500. And next is 450 mm. Okay. Yung 5T is 4,500 and then 450 mm is greater than this. Therefore, okay. Next. Computin din naman natin yung spacing outside the bandwidth. Dito yan sa outer strips. Kukunin natin yung spacing yan, itong mga horizontal bars. Or, let's take this as S2. So that is now B divided by 2 minus L divided by 2 minus cleared cover minus N2x dBx divided by N2x, which is this equation. Again, this equation should be lesser than 5T and 450 mm. Otherwise, you increase the number of rebars. And then, for along Y, okay, for this layout, ganito naman yung equation ng pag-check ng spacing ng bars. Okay? So, pinalit-palitan mo lang yung mga dimension, yung mga given data. So for example, ito sa S1, this is L, dito naging B. Yung N1X naging N1Y, yung dBx naging dBy. Okay? Now let's go to check number 9, which is temperature and shrinkage bars. Oops! Before going to check number 9, meron ako nakalimutan. Tawag sa akin nila, oops. Dito sa check number 8 for bandwidthing, this is taken from the code 413.3.3. So, tingnan lang natin yan. Sandali. Ito siya. Two-way isolated footings. 413.3.3. It says that the design and detailing of two-way isolated footings shall be in accordance with this section and provisions of section 407 and 408. So, etong equation na yan, 2 all over beta plus 1, is actually this equation, no? 2 required draw times LDY divided by LB plus 1. Yang L over B na yan, yan yung beta, where beta is the ratio of long to short side of footing. See? L all over B. Pag dito sa along X, yan may magiging B all over L. Next, dito sa spacing, nasa code yan 407.7.2.4. So, hanapin natin. It says that, ayan, spacing of reinforcement required by section shall not exceed the lesser of 5H and 450 mm. Yan. Wherein H is the thickness of your concrete or T for our footing. Okay, so nakalusot tayo dyan. Meron tayong code. So balik na tayo ngayon kay temperature and shrinkage bars. So let's look at 424.4.3.2. Ito yun, napit lang natin. 424.4.3.2. 424. Oops. Sorry. 424.4.3.2. Ayan. 424.4.3.2. The ratio of deformed shrinkage and temperature reinforcement area to gross concrete area shall satisfy the limits of ito. Yan. Okay, so 0.002 for deformed bars lesser than 420 megapascal. If greater than 420, gagamit tayo ng 0.0018. Okay? So, ganyan lang yan. Bakit ko siya dinivide ng 2? Kasi, let's say, ito yung ating section, ano? Ito yung footing natin. Meron tayong reinforcing steel bars dun sa baba. So, yung kalahati ng footing, ang temperature shrinkage nun will be carried by the bottom bars. So, ang kukumputin na lang natin ngayon, yung temperature bars dun sa taas. So, that's the purpose na i-divide natin siya ng 2. Okay? So, for bars along X, meron din tayong, aside from main bars, meron din tayong temperature and shrinkage bars along X, defined by DTX, ayan, tsaka NTX or number of pieces. So your required reinforced temperature and shrinkage bars is 0.002 times B times T divided by 2. Okay? Ngayon, bakit B ang ating multiplier dyan? Kasi, ang NTX natin ay ganito ang direction. Kaya, kukonsider mong dimension ay yung B. Ngayon, kapag ang i-check nating bars ay along Y, ang section natin would be your L. So, for along Y, L ang kinompute natin dyan. Tsaka yung thickness, T. Now, let's go back. So, ito yung required ASTX. Ngayon, yung required ASTX or yung actual ASTX should be greater than your required. Ngayon, paano natin kukumputin yung actual ASTX? So, multiply mo yung area ng temperature bars, multiply it with the number of pieces, NTX. And then you compare it with your requirement. Okay, so if this is satisfied, then okay. Otherwise, magdagdag ka ng number of pieces ng temperature bars. And then, computin natin yung clear spacing. You always check your clear spacing. Dapat masasatisfy siya dito sa 5H tsaka sa 450. Which rarely fails, by the way, no? Kadalasan pass yan. So, let's look at this equation. Let's look at this figure, no? So, let's say yung overall dimension B is defined by twice of clear cover para dun sa dalawang edges dito sa taas tsaka dun sa baba, plus number of pieces times dtx plus the spacing S multiplied by ntx minus 1. Ngayon, yung S na yan yung clear spacing. Okay. So, ilabas mo tong S. Okay, i-isolate mo yung S kasi given na yung B, given na yung clear cover, given yung NTX, given yung DTX. So you can compute now your clear spacing S. Yan. So your clear spacing S should not be greater than this. Okay, so sundan natin ngayon itong sample. Yan. So first is, kinompute natin yung required ASTX, which is ito. Ayan, 3420. So let me compute. 0.002 times B. Ngayon yung B natin ay ito. 3.8. Multiply mo ng 1,000 yan kasi meter multiplied by thickness P. Another 1,000 divided by 2. And that's how you got 3420. And then yung ASTX naman is equal to this. So ayan. Next. I-compare natin yung dalawang yan. So your ASTX is greater than required ASTX. Therefore, your temperature and shrinkage bars is okay. Yan. Ganun lang yan, no? If ASTX or B146 greater than or equal to B145, ito yun, then your TNS bars are okay. Otherwise, you have to add more. Now let's check the clear spacing S. So ang equation niyang clear spacing S na yan is simply ito. Ganito lang yan, no? So itong B, okay, in-isolate lang natin tong S from this equation. Then, i-compare natin siya dito sa S max. Ngayon, ano yung ating S max? It is the minimum of these two equation. Ito yun, no? So 450, tsaka yung 5 times H. Ang minimum dyan sa dalawang yan, syempre ay 450. Ngayon, it should be, we will compare that with your clear spacing S. Okay? Ayan siya. So if this is lesser than your S max, then okay. Ganun lang yun. Next. Ano naman itong required N? Actually, itong required N, this is the required number of temperature and shrinkage bars. Pero hindi ko na yan isinali dito. Okay? This is actually required ASTX divided by the area of one temperature bar. Yan yun. Okay? Anyway, explain ko lang. Pero actually, I have no use for this anymore. Next, let's go to along Y. Yung procedure dito sa along Y, I mean yung principle dito sa along Y is the same with along X. Pero ang papalitan ko lang dyan, instead na B, ang gagamitin natin ay L. Instead na dtx, ang gagamitin mo ay dty. Okay, instead na B, gawin mo L, yan. So forth and so on. And then let's go to check number 10. This is for bearing connection. So ang kino-consider natin dito ngayon, yung connection ng column doon sa footing. So syempre, yung column natin, ang column reinforcement, nakabaon yan sa footing. I-check natin kung sufficient na yon. Otherwise, kung hindi sufficient yun, magdadagdag tayo ng extra bars, or also known as dowel bars, which usually hindi na kailangan. Okay? But let's check it anyway. So this is taken from the code 422.8.3.2, which is this. Nominal bearing strength Bn shall be calculated in accordance with table 422.832, where area 1 is the loaded area, and then area 2 is the area of the lower base of the largest frustum of pyramid, cone, or tapered, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so let's go to area 1. Siyempre, that is the loaded area. That is defined by the area cross-section of your column. And then yung area 2 naman, yan yung area ng lower base of the largest frustum of pyramid, blah, blah, blah. So, meron tayong explanation dito sa area 2. So, meron tayong konting computation dyan. So, medyo complicated lang yan. Ha? Konti lang naman. Now, let's before going there, dito tayo sa sample, ano? So meron tayong area 1, 0.12, and then kinompute nyo yung area 2, which is, by the way, eto. Okay? So area 2 is the area of footing that is geometrically similar and concentric with the column. Yung explanation ni code, yung area 2 is the area of the lower blah, 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 contained wholly within the support and having its upper base equal to the loaded area. Sinimplify ko lang yung explanation niyan. Ibig sabihin, it should be concentrically similar and concentric with the column. Okay, ibig sabihin parang in-scale up mo lang yung C1, C2. Okay? Proportional dapat yung X tsaka yung Y dito sa C1 tsaka C2. Okay. Now, your psi, or itong factor na yan, is the minimum of square root of A2 all over 1, all over A1, or 2. Okay? Next. Kunin natin ngayon yung dimensions nitong area 2 defined by X and Y. Ngayon, etong figure natin, this is applicable for concentric footing. So your X is the minimum of C1 plus 2A, or your L. And then Y is the minimum of C2 plus 2A, or B. Ngayon, what is A? It is equal to twice of your thickness T. Okay, so from here, your area 2 is X times Y. Okay, so meron na tayong A2. Next, we compute your psi is equal to minimum of this. So, compute natin yung A1 saka A2, makompute natin yung psi. So, let's compute. Let's say square root of the quantity A2 divided by A1 and then close. It is 11.25. Ang minimum dyan ay syempre itong 2. Okay, next, we will now compute your P compression or actual compression provided by the existing dowels or your column. your P compression is equal to area 1 times P times 0.85 times F prime C times psi. Okay? Ito yung axial force contributed by the concrete section. Ngayon, yung phi natin is 0.65. This is capacity reduction for compression or bearing. Yan. So, meron na tayong P compression. And then, yung PU natin, that's taken from dito sa taas. Ayan, yung 4160. Now, let's compute your P compression. So, that is equal to area 1, which is this. Take note that that is in meter square. So, multiply natin yan ng 1,000 times 1,000. Multiplied by 0.65 multiplied by 0.85 times F prime C. Nasaan si F prime C? Ito. Then, times your psi. Click link mo dyan. So, that's how I got. And then, you divide this by, take note, na yung na-compute natin ay newtons. So, i-divide natin to ng 1,000 para maging kilonewton. Yan. So, ayan siya. And then, compare that with PU, which is equal to 4160. Okay? So, yung P compression natin ay less than your PU. So, ibig sabihin, hindi kaya nung section yung PU. So, kailangan natin ng dowels. But, yung dowels na yan, ang pwedeng mag-provide niyang dowels na yan is pwede yung, ang una nating check ng dowels ay yung reinforcing steel bars. Otherwise, pag hindi pa kaya ng reinforcing steel bars, that's the time na magdadagdag tayo ng extra bars. Okay? Ngayon, so meron tayong excess load. So that is equal to yung PU, okay, minus yung load PCOM. Meron tayong 964. Ang bubuhat dyan yung, i-check muna natin dun sa dowel, sa reinforcing steel bars. So, ang required area of steel for dowels is T, okay? Yung excess load T divided by phi times Fy, okay? Ngayon, ang Fy na kailangan natin dyan ay yung Fy ng dowels or yung column reinforcing steel bars. Huwag itong Fy ng footing rebars, okay? Because there's a possibility na ang Fy mo dito pwedeng 275. Pwede yan, ano? So, hindi ito ang kailangan natin. Ang kailangan dyan yung Fy ng column bars or Fy dowels. Kaya tayo nag-input dito. Okay, so let's check. So, 964. Multiply natin yan ng 1,000 para maging Newton divided by 0.65 times 414. Then close. And that's how I got 3583.57. So yan yung required. Next. Iko-compare natin ngayon yung column rebars only. Ang area ng column rebars is equal to ito muna, no? Yan, vertical bars tsaka ng 6 pieces. Okay, so let's compute that. 6 pieces times pi times diameter squared divided by 4. And then, i-compare mo yan ngayon dito kay required ASD. So, si required ASD is 3583. Ang nai-provide lang ng column rebars ay 2945. So therefore, kulang. Magre-require ka ngayon ng dowels. Paano mo sosolusyonan yan? Ngayon, in reality, yung 6 pieces na 25, kulang yan sa column. Actually, dun sa ibang design, hindi lang yan 6, maabot yan ng, let's say, 20 pieces na 16 pieces. Ay, 20 mm na 16 pieces na rebars. Okay? Yan. So, you compare that with with this input, then masasatisfy niya. But for this sample, balik ko lang siya sa original. Ayan. 6 na peraso lang. Kaya magdadagdag tayo ng dowels. Diyan ngayon papasok etong dowel bars. Ito yung extra bars na ilalagay. Okay, so dito na tayo ngayon. Column plus dowels. So idadagdag natin. So see, 4 pieces multiplied by pi times yung dowel bar diameter divided by 4. Tapos, dagdag natin yan dito kay column rebars. And that's how I got your 3749. Ngayon, yung 3749 is greater than your required AST. Therefore, sufficient na yung 4 na 16 mm na extra dowels. Okay, so that's how you check your bearing connection. Next, we will now check your development length. So, ang development length, yan yung length ng reinforcing steel bars na nakabaon sa concrete. Okay? And that is equal to LD is equal to actual development length is equal to thickness of footing minus clear cover minus dbx minus dby minus 25. Initially, ang chine-check natin na development length, yung ito lang, yung part ng column rebars na nakapatong dito sa footing rebars. Okay? So, ang distance na kino-consider natin ay ito lang, yung part na yan. Which is equal to, let's say, thickness T, ayan, minus clear cover, yung nasa ilalim, minus diameter of bar X, ayan, minus diameter of bar Y, ito, and mag-minus ka ng 25 mm. Okay? Siguro yung 25 mm, parang kino-consider mo yung bend. Okay? Minus 25 mm. Next, if hindi to masatisfy, then that's the time na mag-provide ka ng hook. Ano ngayon yung hook na yan? Yan na. So, in reality, etong column rebars mo, hindi lang siya diretso. Meron pa siyang binebend sa baba. So, yan yung kanyang hook. Yan. So, actually, dadagdag natin yan. So, LD plus 12 diameter of bar of dowel. So, actually, ang kinoconsider lang natin dyan ay 12. Pero, in reality, ang minimum dito ay 1 foot or 300 mm. And what is 300 mm? That is 25 times, let's say, 25 yung rebar mo. 625 mm na yun. Okay? So, let's check again. So, from here, ito yung required LD. Ayan. The required LD is the maximum of these three conditions. Ayan. 0.24 times Fy of dowel times diameter of dowel bar divided by F prime C, square root of F prime C, or this equation, no? And salim dyan yung 200 mm. So, kukunin mo ngayon yung maximum dyan. Then you compare it with your LD na vertical lang. Yan. Ito lang. Yan. Yan lang. Ngayon, kapag nag-fail, then that's the time na i-consider mo siya dyan. Okay? So, ito yung initial LD na walang hook. Ayan. Ngayon, ito yung 755 pala, no? So, 755 is greater than yung required LD natin. Kaya, okay na. Ngayon, yung hook extension natin ay 300 mm. So, if you will check, LD with hook is 1055. And this is greater than your required LD. So, it is sufficient development length. Then, let's go to check number 11. Check development length and clear bar spacing. Ngayon, ang i-consider natin dito yung reinforcing steel bars na DBX tsaka yung DBY. For number 11, this is check development length and clear bar spacing. Consider na dito tayo ngayon along X direction. Okay? So this is about DBX and NX. And this is clear bar spacing. So let's take that as S. Ayan, S, ano? And what is S equal to? By simple geometry, no? Ayan. I-plot nyo yan sa AutoCAD. Ganito rin yung lalabas na equation, no? Your B dimension is equal to twice of clear cover dito sa gilid-gilid plus number of pieces and X na times multiplied by bar diameter plus yung clear spacing multiplied by NX minus 1. That is equal to your B. And ngayon, i-isolate mo yung S, ilabas mo yan. Lalabas yung number of pieces. Ayan, so nag-open ako ng AutoCAD. So nag-offset ako dito ng 75 mm. And then, ang dimension na yan yung 6.6 meters, ano? And then, itong dimension na yan, that is 3.8 meters. So, actually, ganito yan. Gumawa ako ng rectangle measuring 6,600, 3,800 terms of millimeter. Tapos, in-offset ko ito ng 75 mm. Yan yun. Tapos, in-explode ko lang yan. Yan. Tapos, let's say, kukulain ko ito ng green. Okay? Let's say, yan yung ating bakal. Ngayon, yung bakal natin, DBX is 25 mm. Okay, so copy ko yan na 25 mm. Ay, sorry. Hindi pala ako naka-auto. So I will copy this, 25. Then, copy ko rin ito pababa na 25 mm. Yan yung bar diameter. Tapos, ilang piraso yan? That is 31 pieces. Okay, so let's measure this from, let's say, yan hanggang dito. So that is 1813. Ngayon, let us divide 1813 divided by 30. Ayan. So 60.43 mm. Try natin, ano? Huwag na natin i-divide. Gawa na lang tayo ng line. Ayan. Yung sa baba. Tapos, divide natin yan by 30. Ngayon, saan ko kinuha yung 30? That is equal to nx minus 1. Yung ating nx is 31. So, 31 minus 1 will give you 30. Let's check kung tama yung sinasabi ko. Ano? And then, we will copy that. Dyan, paste natin. Yan. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, things like those. Then, copy natin yan. Wait lang. Okay. So, copy. Doon sa my nodes. Ayan. Copy natin doon. Saka, eto. Copy rin natin dyan. So, pilangin na natin yan ngayon. Dapat 31 pieces to, no? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 29, 30, 31 pieces. So yan, 31 pieces. Ngayon, bilangin natin or sukatin natin yung clear spacing between bar. Ayan, so 48 mm. Lahat yan, 48 mm ang spacing yan, ano? O, see? Ngayon, paano natin kukumputin yung 48 mm? So, ito yon. Oops. So, that is equal to this equation. Now, let's check. Hala, sorry. Ang 1:50, palitan ko to ng 1:100. Mali. Yan. So, ulitin ko, 1:100. This should be 3.8 meters. This should be 3.8 meters or 3,800. Yan, okay na. And then, ngayon, yung clear spacing dyan, yung S, it should be 95.8. Okay? So, ayun o, yun, 95.83. Gets nyo na ha? Ngayon, check natin. So, kung, wag na natin i-check kasi na-check mo na. So, ito yun. Okay? So, if i-plot mo siya, 95.8, ganyan. Ngayon, mathematically, yan yung equation niya. So, i-compare natin siya kay twice of dbx. Dapat, yung clear spacing mo should be greater than twice of dbx. Tapos, yung clear cover mo na 75 mm, it should also be greater than dbx. So, if these two conditions are satisfied, then we are going to use case 2. Ano naman ngayon yung case 2 na yan? Anyway, yung case 1 kasi is less than. Kapag hindi na satisfy yung dalawang conditions na yan, use case 1. But kadalasan, nasa-satisfy itong dalawang condition na yan. Kaya case 2. Anyway, what is case 2? Ang ibig sabihin niyang use case 2 means okay. Hindi ko na na-edit ito. Ito yun, no? If and twice of blah, 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 then, ito yan. Okay. Use case 2. Otherwise, fail, use case 1. Ganyan sana. Pero actually, instead na use case 2, ginawa ko na lang na okay. Okay. Yan yun. Pangpagulo lang yan. Okay. Which leads us now to computing your required development length. Ngayon, ang development length mo dyan starts from the face of column towards the end of the reinforcing steel bars. Yan yung actual development length mo. Ngayon, bihirang nagfe-fail yan kapag concentric footing. Pero pag yung footing mo, edge or corner footing, there is a possibility na magfe-fail yung development length ng short dimension, which we will be covering this on later topics. So let's compute first the actual development length LD. So actual LD is equal to L all over 2 minus column dimension divided by 2 minus itong clear cover. Okay? And then yung required LD natin, okay, meron tayong maximum among 3 equations. Ito ngayon, yung first equation mo, Fy times psi d times psi e divided by 2.1 times lambda times square root of f prime c times dbx, then another 300, and then last 0.06 dbx times fy. Now, that is taken from 425.4.2.4, which is ito, 425.424, 425.424. Ito. For the calculation of development length, modification factor shall be in accordance with table 4254.2.4, which is ito. Ito pala yung equation ng lambda kanina. Yan, lightweight. So, balik tayo sa equation, ay sa check number 7. Hindi pala, sa shear. I think sa 4 and 5. Ayun o, dito sa 4, meron kang lambda doon. Ito yon. Usually, ang ating factor na ginagamit ay 1. Kasi normal weight concrete tayo. Okay? Lahat ng concrete na ginagamit sa practice ay normal weight. Kaya ang lambda natin ay always 1. Ngayon, gagamit ka ng ibang factor ng lambda kapag magla-lightweight ka. Kapag lightweight naman ang gagamitin mo, iba ang marami kang ibang mga equations dito. Okay? So, ang ating lambda ay normally 1. Next, ito naman. Required LD, development length for deformed bars in tension. Ito yun, for 20 mm and smaller bars, ang factor natin ay 2.1. Ito. For bars less than 20, 2.1. Ngayon, kapag ang bars mo equal to or greater than 25 mm, then maggagamit ka ng 1.7. Ayan. So, dependent ngayon itong factor na yan sa diameter of bar mo. So, dito tayo, ha? Yan, yung equation na yan. Next. So, we now compare your actual LD sa required LD, which is ito. Yan. Required LD tsaka actual LD. Ngayon, if your actual LD is greater than your required, then no need for hook. Ano yung tinatawag natin na hook? Ito yon. Okay, so tanggalin natin. So that's the reason why pwede ka ng straight bars lang. Hindi mo na kailangan pang mag-bend dun. Yung hook na yan, oh. Ito yan, yung bend na yan. Yan yung tinatawag na hook. Ngayon, in common practice, naglalagay pa rin sila dyan ng hook. Kasi nasanay na ang trabador na naglalagay ng hook. But in reality, pwede straight bars lang yan. Okay? Ngayon, kapag nag-fail dito sa development length, then that's the time na i-compute mo kung sufficient yung hook na yan. Now, in other cases, kung minsan, hindi sufficient yung hook. So that's the time na naglalagay ako ng bend. Diyan. Straight yan, the entire thickness of the footing. Yan. Okay? Kailan nangyayari yan? Kapag yung footing mo ay edge or corner footing, kasi yung column mo nandito na sa gilid eh. So may tendency na ang development length mo sa shorter dimension ay magfe-fail. So that's the time na gumagamit ako ng hook or ine-extend ko yung footing rebar pataas. Okay, so ayan o yung condition. If LD is less than required LD, yan yung else, then provide 180 degree hook. Ngayon, kung ganito yung case, then you have to compute LD plus pi r plus E. Ano yung pi r na yan? Yan yung length ng bend, tapos yung E, yan naman yung extension ng bakal. Yung pi r na yan, yan yung, ayan yung may curve. Yan yung may curve. Tapos yung E, yan yung part na, yan, ang diretso na part niya. Okay? So yan ang i-add natin dito sa development length. Okay, what is R now? R is equal to 3 times dBx. Okay? That is for 25 mm bars or smaller. Or that is equal to 4 times dBx for 28 mm bars to 36 mm rebars. Okay, next. Yung ating E ay maximum of 4 dBx or 65 mm. Okay, next. Ito yun o, yung lambda. Lambda is equal to 1 for normal weight. Your psi E is equal to 1 for uncoated. Psi T is equal to 1 for other. Saan nakukuha yan? Ito, psi T tsaka psi E. Yan o. Psi T tsaka psi E. Psi T is equal to 1 for other, and then psi E is equal to 1 for uncoated. Okay, uncoated kasi hindi na natin pinipinturan yung mga rebars natin. Kasi pagkalagay ng rebars, buhos ka agad. Okay? Noon. Next. So, natapos na natin yung along X direction. Tapos na natin to. You apply the same principle along Y direction. Okay? And then, i-check natin yung clear spacing of bars. So, sa clear spacing of bars naman, ito yon. Okay? So, L is equal to twice of clear cover plus NY, and then so makukuha natin yung clear spacing ng S. Ayan. Ito yan. So, itong along X na S, nakalink lang ito dito. Which is the same as this one, no? And then, ito naman, along Y, S, this is the same as this. Okay? And then, kukumputin natin tong S, maximum S. Whoops! Before computing maximum S, i-check muna natin tong clear spacing dito sa tatlong conditions na yan, ano? So, meron tayong allowable clear spacing along X. So, minimum of 450, 3 times thickness, and this equation. Ngayon, nasan yan? Ito yun. Pag i-open ko yan, yan siya. Minimum of 3 times thickness. Tapos yung 450, ayon. Tapos itong pi dBx square divided by 40 times 0.002. Ito yon. So, kunin mo yung minimum dyan sa tatlong yan. That is, copy ko lang. Then, paste ko dito. Okay? So, yung minimum dito sa tatlong equations na yan is 272 mm. Now, This is greater than your actual clear spacing, kaya okay lang. Ngayon, dito sa along Y, kukumpitin mo rin yan, kunin mo yung minimum, ito naman yun. Aha. Yan, minimum. So yung minimum dyan ay 174 mm. Ay, sorry. Hindi pala minimum ang tawag dyan. Maximum spacing. Yan, maximum. Hindi ka pwedeng lumampas dyan. Okay, 272. Hindi ka rin pwedeng lumampas dito. 174. Kaya, maximum S siya. Okay, so ito pala yun. Now, you compare this with your actual spacing. Dapat, yung actual spacing mo, hindi siya mag-e-exceed dito sa maximum spacing. Ayan o. Your allowable maximum spacing should be greater than your actual spacing. If this is the case, then safe. Ganon din dito sa SY. Your allowable SY or your maximum SY should be greater than your actual SY. Then it is safe. Okay? And then finally, for check number 12, last na to, no? Check soil bearing pressure. Tatlo yan. Iko-compute natin siya against gross, against net, and effective soil bearing pressure. So doon tayo ngayon sa gross muna, which is ito. So ang kukumputin natin dyan ay yung Q. So ang actual Q natin, this is equal to loads plus weight of footing plus weight of soil plus surcharge plus divided by BL, ano? And then kapag meron kang moments, then i-add mo yan. Okay? So yung loads natin, summation P, okay? Service loads, ano, ang i-add mo dyan. Tapos weight of footing, BL times thickness times unit weight of concrete. And then weight of soil, ayan, yung weight ng soil above the footing, multiply mo yan ng volume. Plus yung surcharge, BL times QS. Divided mo yan ng area of footing, meron kang Q. This is your actual soil pressure. Then, i-add mo yung moments kung meron man. And then, you compare that with your factor of safety. Ngayon, yung factor of safety natin is yung capital Q sub U. Ngayon, yung capital Q sub U na yan, yan yung ultimate, which is yung soil bearing pressure multiplied by the factor of safety. Ngayon, nagkataon na yung dito sa sample natin, ang given ay yung Q sub U, yung ultimate soil bearing pressure. So that is 600. Ngayon, dun sa actual practice, hindi nila binibigay yung Q sub U. Instead, ang binibigay nila yung soil bearing capacity, which is yung 200. So, that is 200 kung i-multiply mo yan ng 3. Normally, ang factor of safety ay always 3. So that's how you get your Q sub U. And then, eto ngayon yung Q. Okay? So, you just get your actual factor of safety. That is Q sub U divided by Q. So that is equal to 600 divided by 199. Meron tayong 3. Ngayon, this should be greater than 2.5, no? Your factor of safety should be greater than 2.5. Else, pag hindi ito na-satisfy, then mag-change ka ng dimensions. I-increase mo ngayon yung sizes, yung B tsaka yung L. Now, let's go to net soil bearing pressure. Dito naman sa net, ang kakailanganan natin dyan ay yung summation P, and then yung Q sub S, and then subtract mo yung thickness ng subtract mo yung concrete. Ano ngayon itong Q sub S? Okay? Yung Q sub S na yan ay galing dito. Sa taas. Yun. Ito. Yung surcharge. Okay? Galing yan sa surcharge. So let's compute. So that is equal to Q. Computein natin to. Equal to summation P all over BL. Huwag na nga. Pakita ko na lang ito. Yan o. Summation P all over BL plus Q sub S. Ano tong B34? Ayan, ito yung surcharge. Plus yung H31 times B6. Ito yan, yung unit weight of concrete times thickness plus itong 6 summation X. Ito yun. Okay? Next is computein mo ngayon yung QN or this is QNet. By the way, yung Q, this is your actual soil pressure. QN is QNet. QNet is equal to QU. This is ultimate. Hindi ito yung capital Q, ha? Ngayon, itong Q ultimate na yan is galing dito sa check number 3. Yan. Okay, so ito yon. If I will open this, ayan siya. H28 is your Q sub U. Oops. Mali. Ito palang Q sub U na yan, this is capital Q sub U. Okay? So palitan nyo na lang yan. This is capital Q sub U. Meaning, ang gagamitin natin dito yung 600. Ito. Yan. Okay, so let's compute. Q sub N is equal to 600 minus unit weight of soil. Nasaan si unit weight of soil? I think this multiplied by the thickness T. Minus, no, the thickness of the soil, yung DF, which is ito, 2.4. Yan. So that's how I got 556.8. Next, we now compute your factor of safety. So factor of safety is Qn divided by Q. Okay, so this is Qn divided by Q. Ano ngayon yung Q natin? Yung 172. So that's how I got 3.22. Again, your factor of safety should be greater than 2.5 para maging safe. Okay? And finally, yung effective soil bearing pressure, yung Q effective is equal to this. QA minus unit weight concrete times T, so forth and so on. Minus QS. And yung ating Q, okay, is ito. Summation P all over BL. And your factor of safety should be greater than 1. Okay, so that's it, guys. Thank you for listening.